Ayy, this ain't a drill. Only time I'm playing is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we bout to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. 716, make them pay me some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Keyshawn and they talk about the Bills dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill when we talk about the Bills. Dominating on the field, and our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill.
What's going on? Welcome back to another live episode of the Podium podcast, sponsored by Reese T. I am your co-host, Aramis.
Reese T40 Key.
Reese T40 Key is in the hit house. Listen, we got Matt getting here about 6:20-ish, right? So everybody will be in the house for this episode. It's going to be a good one. So sit back, strap in, and get ready for the show to begin. We're going to start off with...
Let me get this stuff because it's old stuff.
Stuff?
Yeah, let me get this stuff. It's old stuff.
Go ahead.
Okay, so, like before we hear about the injuries on the Bills squad this year, or this Sunday.
Okay.
So, when asked about the use of baby oil, Jamar Chase had this to say.
The what?
When asked about the use of baby oil, Jamar Chase had this to say.
Why did he get asked about baby oil?
Okay.
I'm sorry, I keep pushing back the punchline, but...
No, you don't punchline because this is a quote.
Okay.
He said, no. Oh, you did sound like a joke, didn't it?
Yes.
Why did...
Yes, it did.
All right, I promise I'll be serious today. No, I won't. So he says, no, I wasn't wearing baby oil. We got to keep that for somebody else. That's not my question right there. I did do it as a kid. You can't even ask that to me no more, bro. There's too much going on in life right now to ask me that. So I guess his dad used to, to be slippery. His dad used to lather him up with baby oil before the game when he was in Pop Warner or whatever.
Okay.
So one of the reporters got wind of it and they asked him about it. I don't know if they were being funny or they, because of the Puff Daddy thing or whatever.
Oh.
So that's why he said, nah, don't ask me about that no more, bro. The other thing I have is that's from last week. Philadelphia Eagles defensive back Isaiah Rodgers admits he intentionally caused a teammate to muff a punt. Yeah, you heard that. Let me read it again. Philadelphia Eagles defensive back Isaiah Rodgers admits he intentionally caused teammates to muff a punt. He said, me being a gunner in my career, I know not to hit the punt returner. So with me guarding him, I thought to myself, I'm going to push him into the returner and get that flag. Rodgers told reporters, that's just part of the game. I kind of thought it was going to be a flag, which it was, but Daddy eventually picked it up and said, I pushed him. I never heard that before, but it is what it is.
So he decided he was going to try to force a flag to happen. And
He pushed somebody into Cooper DeJean, and they threw the flag.
Okay.
Looked at it, picked the flag up.
And they gave the ball back to the other team?
No, they got the ball where he didn't muff it. He tried to make him muff it, but he pushed the guy. He was trying to get the extra 15 yards. He was trying to put that Jordan loophole.
You see what I'm saying, Roy? He said one man asking another man about baby oil is kind of suspect to begin with.
Well, I don't know if it was a man. I can't confirm it was a man or a woman that asked the question. Probably was a man, but I can't confirm.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And also, we have close ties with Buffalo Fanatics.
Yes.
And one of their guys, Mr. Z-Bot, got married.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Caroline tied the knot. We didn't talk about any of this stuff. Yeah, they tied the knot in grand affair. So congratulations, my man.
Okay. Congrats. I don't know him. Seems like he might be irritated with somebody like me, but
I think he would.
Yeah, he might not like me.
That's why we love you, though.
Well, I mean, I'm easy to love.
When people ask what this show is about, I say it's about three dudes irritating each other equally.
That is right. That is absolutely right. You know what? So I thought about saying this, and to me, this is very relevant, right? I promise you, you're going to roll your eyes at first, but you'll get it once I get to my point, okay? I am the type of person that is a little OCD with people in my inner circle, right? You know this. You know me long enough to know, like, I read into just about everything with people in my circle. I don't do that with people outside of my circle.
No?
It's really weird. If I just met you, if I don't really know you that well or something like that, first of all, let me put it like this, because this is more in line with the point that I'm trying to make, right? I usually tend to value people outside of my circle's opinion as more objective than people inside my circle, because y'all love me, y'all biased. You know what I'm saying? So if I ask you how'd you like my song or how'd you like my album, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Now, if I'm hearing pretty good from family, I'm thinking it's probably terrible, right? But if I'm hearing that from somebody that I don't know, it might mean a little bit more because they don't know me. Like, why would they want to give me a compliment unless they think I'm some sort of axe murderer that might, I mean, maybe that point is in there somewhere. But anyway, all of this is to say, I think to a degree, Sean McDermott is the exact opposite of that, where he almost just does not value anyone's opinion outside of the building, like at all. Like, I could come to him with receipts, with bodies, with any kind of data, hard data that you could think of, and he would probably be like, no, that's not going to affect our decision. We've thought about this thoroughly. We planned it out. We're going to draft Keon Coleman in the second round. Mm-hmm. That's what we're doing. No matter what you say about number one receivers and the data that supports having one.
Doesn't matter who falls to us.
Right. Not at
Keon.
all. Right. Exactly. So I think we're at a point now where the Chiefs don't have a choice but to activate Xavier Worthy. And I think we're going to see him go off. I think a lot of the underneath stuff that the team used to do with Xavier Worthy, with Tyreek Hill, we'll see Xavier Worthy do in that offense, right? Nagy's back. So everything that we saw when Tyreek Hill was there is back now, right? It's not Bieniemy, it's Nagy. So my reason for bringing that up is my hope for this game, and we talked a little bit about this before we even started the show. My hope for this game is going into this Texans game where you don't have a Khalil Shakir and you don't have an Ed Oliver. You don't have who else is hurt? Taylor Rapp is hurt, right?
Taylor Rapp, yep.
Yeah. So when you're missing four players on and you're only getting back Terrell Bernard. That's what it seems like is going to happen because he's been practicing all week. On offense specifically, you have to give Keon Coleman the ball now. You, in my mind, you have to. There's no way around it. But again, this is an outside opinion because schematically, what you want to do against the Texans is you want to go 12, right? You want to hit the seams. You want to abuse those linebackers because they're not great. Their secondary is great. So throwing outside, you're going to have to be very strategic with that. But if the defense decides to take that away, where does that leave you? You got to go to Keon Coleman, right? Because who else you going to throw to? Mac Hollins?
Yes.
I need a.
This ain't even. I'm not being funny. He led the team on Sunday with 6 targets. So I'm not even being funny.
No, you might be being facetious.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So you think he's going to be the most targeted receiver?
No, I don't.
Again?
But what I'm getting at is if it's not Keon, who else would it be?
It has to be Curtis Samuel. But if he's dealing with a toe, which is it has to be
healed.
the only explanation.
He's long healed. They don't know how to use Curtis Samuel. He's long healed.
Brady knows how to use him.
They don't know how to use Curtis Samuel.
When you say they, who's they?
The whole shebang.
No way.
The whole shebang.
No way. How did he get the best numbers of his career with Brady, and then now all of a sudden he forgot how to use him?
He wasn't number one over there, was he?
No, he was number 2.
He had to be number 1 here, and
no, but it's like I'm thinking about it like I think about Shakir Kincaid. Like Kincaid would instantly become your number 1 option, and Samuel could be your 2.
Yeah, Shakir is number 1. Kincaid is I think he's number 2. You know, he's obviously number 2, actually number 1 defensive target every week right now, it seems. So, would you put Keon Coleman in the slot? I would love to see him in the slot. I would love to. Big body, taking advantage of the linebackers that aren't that good. I mean, I would love it.
Yeah, but who are you gonna put outside? You gonna put Samuel and
Hollins
outside?
Starting? How is it starting? So you're gonna put Samuel in the slot? I think Samuel's speed on the outside would open up something on the side with Keon Coleman.
Based on what I've seen the Bills do with the slot position, and I'm thinking back to next year and what they did with Kincaid and a lot of those deep crossers, I think that is not something that Keon Coleman would have a lot of success in. On top of that, for me, the slot position should usually belong to more of a route technician than a bigger tight endish type of body. Now, I get that Florida State is it Florida State or
State.
he went to Michigan before Michigan State before that, right? I get that, you know, they used him in the slot more, but that could have been for a number of reasons. That could have been because they didn't have a tight end, or that could have been because of his size. It's just a much better matchup with all the teams that they knew they were going to face. So we don't exactly know why he spent so much time in the slot. What we do know is we've seen him play on the outside already, and he's bigger and more physical than most of the guys that have been covering him so far. And every time he's been given a chance to win on the outside, he's done it, except for one play in which his timing was messed up. I'm talking about the over-the-shoulder catch.
I know something about. I'm looking at the thumbnail you got there.
What's wrong with the matter of fact? Locked Rain liked it. She thought it was hilarious.
Oh yeah, you know what? She's excommunicated. Just so you know, before I go any further, you're gonna hear a crack. It's just a saucer. It's not anything. I got to go to work. It's no
it would have been better if they thought that.
I know, but then my job, you're like, yo, he got a
like
dad pop.
Oh, well, that's true. You got to protect yourself.
DOT, you got to be on your P's and Q's. So nah, no, none of that, no hired stuff.
Right.
But yeah, no, I think if the secondary, I don't know enough about the secondary to know how good they are. I know they got some safeties, a young safety back there especially, but
their number 2 corner is probably the weakest point of that secondary.
Okay.
Because both of their safeties can cover. Both of their safeties.
Well, yeah, Bullock is he was a cover guy in college. So, yep. I'm trying to think of a good place to put what could be your biggest asset in this game. You know, if you look at Kincaid is going to do what he does. He's going to draw coverage away.
Yeah.
Brady says we have to find a way to utilize Curtis Samuel. See, when he says we got to find a way to utilize Curtis Samuel in week 4, 5. That's a problem because you had a full 16 before with him,
right?
And now you got to refine with Josh Allen, who's better than who was it before? Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
You're still trying to figure this out. He was here since the offseason. I mean, he was their first or second acquisition in the offseason.
Yeah.
What was your plan when you got to do? You know what he can do. What was your plan? So in my mind, I'm like, okay, we know what Keon Coleman is. We know. Well, we do. You know, he can get better, but we know what his skill set is. Big body. Contested catches.
Right.
I don't want to just throw him in the weeds of a lot of traffic, but I feel like after seeing that release he had last week, I know it was one, and I got jazzed up about it. I got jazzed up about it,
okay.
And I want to see more. And I know that release, if you hone it, if you work with that, you can work a hell of a stem. You can work a hell of a route tree, even from the slide. So somebody that doesn't have elite speed, 4.6, 4.5, whatever you want to call it.
It's more 4.5.
Well, it's still not elite though. That's my point. If you want to call it 4.6, 4.5,
Devontae Adams don't have elite speed.
We're gonna get to him in a moment.
Okay,
we'll get to him in a
fair
minute.
enough. What's going on, bro?
Oh, I want to break the fourth wall. What's up with it, bro?
You know what I'm saying? Let me back in the building. All right.
So yeah, no, I just feel like if I'm looking at Curtis Samuel versus Keon Coleman
in the slot,
I would rather have Keon Coleman only because I feel like he's going to be most utilized. I feel like Curtis Samuel would be the interference to draw somebody away.
I'm thinking more about it from the player's ability to execute that. Like I understand what you're saying as far as the coordinator being able to scheme them or whatever.
Yeah.
But when you look at what Keon Coleman would have to have mastered at this level to play the slot and at an NFL level, I don't know if I've seen him truly understand spacing in zone well enough from the slot position to be, you know what I'm saying? Like we've seen him play and win on the outside already. Like he's already done it like 3 separate times in 2 different games. And we've even seen him catch something underneath coming from the outside.
Right after I tweeted that he doesn't do anything but go deep.
Huh?
Right after I tweeted he doesn't do anything but go deep.
Right.
Yeah.
right,
Right
which was
after that.
amazing for me. But yeah, so Mac, we're talking about who you would prefer in the slot, right? I'm saying I prefer Keon Coleman outside, and Key is saying he prefers Curtis Samuel on the outside.
I would rather have Keon on the outside because he's bigger, and he can do those contested catches. We're not saying that Samuel can't, but I think the point that you had, I think he will be more deadlier in the slot than Keon Coleman would in this offense. If it was on another team, then I probably would go with Keyshawn because I know what that deadly slot can do.
Right.
Y'all brought up Devontae Adams. When he played with Green Bay, guess what Devontae did? Slot, they moved him all around, and he was killing people. But that offense with that quarterback, with Josh, I think Coleman would do better on the outside and then Samuel better in the slot. Just for our squad and our quarterback now. That's what I would go with.
Yeah, I think what the other thing I'm looking at too is the way that Shakir has been used, right? It hasn't been simple routes. Mm-hmm. There might be some square in routes and stuff like that you might see from time to time, but even with that, can we trust Keon Coleman to run a sharp square in the middle of the field? You know what I'm saying? Especially when teams are already trying to focus in on taking Kincaid out of the mix.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. I don't know that Samuel's even a really good route runner. I mean, he's okay. In college, he wasn't asked to run every route. Mm-hmm. And I think it's kind of a catch-22 because either way you go, you're not going to get supreme slot. You know, I think my thinking was with Hollins on the outside and so two big, slow guys on the outside. Mm-hmm. You know, I wanted to offset that by taking the top off the defense with the outside guy and Samuel.
You can still do that from the slot.
You can do it in the slot, yeah. Oh. But you know, I mean, I just I felt like if you had Coleman closer to Josh, if you had him, you know, where it could be a quick read, 3-step drop in and out, you know, and I mean, obviously we have to see what they're going to do because you say, you know, Brady knows how to use them. I'm just like, yo, you used them before, and what's going on?
So here's the thing, and I think this might lend to your perspective a lot more, which is
help me.
I don't know if Brady is allowed to employ everything he wants to employ in this offense, right? One of the things that Brady did say is that he's going to build this offense according to the players that he has, right? Excuse me. Most of the receivers that he has are better blockers than route runners, except for Shakir and Samuel, right? So what does that lend to? Well, we're not going to be running an air raid system. It's going to be a little bit more West Coast, you know, running out of, you know, more 12 formation. We're going to focus on running the ball and all that kind of stuff because we don't have the horses to run a downfield attack, right? So one of the reasons why I believe wholeheartedly that this offense looks the way that it does is one of the things that people have been pointing out all season, which is Josh has been supremely efficient. He has no interceptions and only 2 fumbles, right? And what has Sean harped on for the last 2 seasons with Josh? It's been interceptions, right? I'll take it back to this dispute between Aaron Rodgers and Robert Saleh, right? Robert Saleh is a defensive-minded head coach. And so far, it has kind of seemed like ever since Rodgers went on that trip to Egypt, Saleh has been kind of, you know, putting Aaron Rodgers out on blast. You know what I'm saying? And so, obviously, that relationship isn't, you know, what it should be. But when it comes to what's happened to the Jets last week and some of the other losses that they've had, the commentary from Robert Saleh has been more focused on, well, the offense has got to be better. The offense has got to be better, right? And that is a defensive-minded head coach's approach pretty much all the time, right? If something doesn't go wrong in the game, what does Sean say at halftime? Well, the defense has got to play better, right? And really, honestly, the defense had no business being in that game. The focus should have been, no, we got to do something on offense, right? But that's not Sean's focus. Sean's focus is trying to win games with defense. So if you're focused on trying to win games with defense, then the focus is not we need an explosive offense that's going to score 1 million points. The focus is we need to not have turnovers. We need to be efficient on offense, and we need to have ball control and time of possession so that we're making the clock run out faster. We're still scoring points, and we're keeping the other team from making any big plays or any momentum building plays that allow them to take over the game. It's a very methodical, it's like mixed martial arts, right? When you're on the ground and you're wrestling somebody, you ain't trying to hurry up and get them in the holes. You got to take your time. You got to work your way through it. You know what I'm saying? You got to get them to bite on certain things and stuff like that. So that's where Sean is coming from. That's his perspective. So in my mind, when I'm looking at the offense and I'm looking at what I've seen Brady do in the other places he's been, he's had explosive plays all over the place. Like Samuel was supposed to be an explosive weapon, but so far it's been efficient screen to Samuel. It's been underneath pass to Samuel. It's been reverse to Samuel. It's been Samuel running the ball. It's been, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what makes me think Samuel won't be used right, not because Brady doesn't know how, but because Brady is not going to be allowed to do everything that he knows to do with Samuel. It's a very long way of getting to that point, and I thank you for your patience. But that's why I think that. I don't think that. No, I had this, bro. I had this. Nephew said Aramis is the new Bill swag. No, I had this. I appreciate the compliment though. So. Yeah, I mean, let me ask you guys this. Knowing what we know about the Houston Texans secondary, can this Bills team win a game just running the ball?
Just for like no passing at all.
Well, I mean,
you mean mostly weighted
I
to
would say a minimum or maximum of 13 passes in a game. Can they win a game where they're running the ball 30 times, 40 times, and they've only passed? Matter of fact, Lamar Jackson won the game against Dallas. He only passed the ball 19 times.
Yeah. Josh has been throwing it low too. He's been 20, 25 times. That's what was it? 19? Was it? Jacksonville game was like 19 passes.
That might have been like 14.
Yeah.
It was
way less. Games was it? Maybe it was the Baltimore games. 19 was something. One of those games was like 19 or 20
Lamar?
passes. No, for Josh, and he threw like 20 times or something like that for one of you. I forget what game it was. Maybe
in the game they won.
I have to look it up.
Okay.
The Jacksonville, he went 23 for 30.
What about Baltimore?
And then the Ravens game, he went
21.
He went. Oh, come on, wrong one. He was 16 for 29.
29. Okay. All right. So yeah, Lamar was only 13 for 19 then. We're still throwing 29 passes, so that's not high. I mean, let's call it what it is. James Cook has been the only playmaker we've had outside of Josh this year. So in saying that, the reason why I make the face is because I'm like, if the defense doesn't decide to adjust and pull a heavy box, I think we probably could at least make it really, really competitive with just running the ball. And that's almost what we're gonna have to do. But if he can pull everybody up in that box and you can toss over the middle or whatever you want to do, get everybody blitzing. So yeah, I don't think this is outlandish now as it was last year to have that question answered. It has to be that last year, like, yo, for real.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, I mean, again, we've seen the run game be effective in spurts, right? But it has not looked like, what the Ravens could do. It has not looked like what the Lions can do. It has not looked like what the Colts and the 49ers can do, where, listen, we'll just keep running it until you stop it.
I think. Well, I don't know. I'm going to say this. I don't know if you're going to say this.
Go ahead.
Jeremy, if you want to say, James Cook ran the ball 9 times last game.
Yeah.
9 times. The first run he had was like for 8 yards. The next one was like 7. He's like, we don't want no more of that.
Yeah, he had like 4.3
Yeah,
or
he was-
4.9 yards a carry or something
he
like
was
that.
4.7, and he's like, no, nine's fine.
Yeah.
Nine's fine. I mean, what are we doing? What
Well,
are
I
we
mean,
doing?
they were down
you were
big.
down, but in the beginning, obviously they're throwing like.
I agree.
So
It
you
was
bring-
working.
Yeah, it's like it's working. Even in short spurts, even if you're getting 3 to 4, 3 or 5, it's still good.
Which is really surprising too, because one of the other issues that I had was the coaching seemed to be tight in that game, and that's an
they
easy
were
adjustment. If you
100%,
see your
yeah.
run game is working, why don't you just run it more?
I have no idea.
Like it seemed like they were dead set on passing, like to
To
a
a fault.
detriment.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it was just all wrong. I mean, defensively, I don't know what McDermott was looking at. Like you said, he just had to win on defense because I don't know what he saw. Like I said, in the first half, they held him to 100 and 109 yards rushing in the first half from Derrick Henry, and on and you look at what they really did to us. Lamar Jackson did not throw the ball all over the field. He wasn't trying to. Derrick Henry wasn't trying to run. I mean, obviously he was trying to score, but he wasn't trying to look for DeMar Hamlin to take his head off.
Yeah.
They were playing within the construct of the game. So what made the Bills on offense come out of their offense? You look at all the games previous, all the motion they ran before the snap, all the confidence level, all the comfort level, all the they just it's like they went into a shell, like you said in the text. They got hit in the mouth
Yep.
on the first run of the game and said, "No, we're done. We shut down."
Right.
I think a lot of it too is the score played a key part in it, but also, we say we should have ran the ball more, but you got Josh Allen back there, right? So it's gonna get you little chunks, but it's not gonna get you the big prize. So I think they were worried if we don't score quick, it's gonna get out of hand, which it wind up doing. But I think that was their notion was, hey, they're up, we got to score quick, we got to answer back. Like we don't have time to trickle down the field with the run game. We got to get these big plays in because we need to score immediately.
Yeah.
So I think that was part of the issue. But and the ironic thing is, Ravens were weak in the passing
Right.
game. So I
Right.
think it's another thing. So they're like, all right, well, let's exploit their weakness and let's get ahead of them quick. So I think that's what the plan was, is to try to do it. But my thing is this: as an offensive guy, if it ain't working, you got to switch it up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why they were stuck on, all right, we're going to do this until it breaks. No, if it's not working, just mix it up, switch things up. You know what I'm saying? If it's not working, it's not working.
Right.
You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again, thinking it's going, on this play is going to work. No.
Okay.
One thing I want to say, I was talking to a couple people at work. I want to know what you guys thought about this. How do you guys feel about trick plays in general? I'll tell you how I felt about them. So a lot of people were saying, I don't like trick plays because it tells me that you're not good enough to beat them with your standard offense, or you need to surprise them to do that, blah, blah, blah. My theory is on this with trick plays. I don't mind them if they're creative and if they're efficient. The problem that I got when the Bills run trick plays, I'll give you a perfect example. The trick play we tried to run, where was Josh lined up at?
Outside wide.
They're not fooling anybody. You know what I'm saying? The trick play is supposed to get the defense on surprise.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't fooling nobody. You had Samuel in the shotgun, and you had Josh on the outside. So that looks weird, or something is up. If he had stayed there, let's say Josh is there, and then they did a Philly special, you might have caught him off guard, and it might have worked. But I think, like I said, I don't mind trick plays if they're efficient. Which I did one. Who was it who just did one? The quarterback. The Lions. Lions did one.
Oh yeah.
Kansas City do them. I don't mind them if they work because, like I said, the object is you got to catch the defense on surprise. But the way we drop our trick plays, they don't work because it's evident. You already know what's going to happen.
Right.
Even last year with the DeMar Hamlin punt. Why is DeMar Hamlin out there? You know what I'm saying?
They
You're
never had him
not
out there.
getting you're not fooling anybody. So
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to trick plays, but like I said, I just wish that when they do it, the design is better so it looks more of a trick that you don't know what's happening and run it out of that formation.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about it?
Well, so the key with trick plays is, and we've seen KC do this a number of times, and there are standalone trick plays that can work without being set up, but most of the time, trick plays, especially like the one we tried to run, those need to be set up over time, right? You either need to set it up weeks ahead of time so that it's on tape and people are familiar with you doing a certain look, and then you run something completely tricky out of that same look, or it's got to be something that you set up in the game before where you're giving them a certain look and then you're running something completely different out of that. That's the right way to do it. When you're talking about some of the stuff that we've seen the Chiefs do, especially with that little goal line play that they used to do, that little inside toss to Travis Kelce, something like that is a masterful play design. Now, something like that where you basically have Travis Kelce pulling into that position from the tight end position, right? So if you're gonna run a trick play like that, it needs to look like it's starting from a regular play. That's okay. Those are the types of plays where you can just run that anytime because it looks like it's a regular play that or a regular formation that you've used to run a specific series of plays in other games. That's another way where you can kind of set up a trick play without actually having to put other plays on tape just to set that up. You know what I'm saying? You
Case in point, back in the 90s, you remember Andre Reed's double reverse.
Yeah.
It was all they never said. I mean, they didn't set it up. It was just lined up like normal, and he came around. At that time, it was over with. You running double reverse or regular. You didn't know whether it was going to be double. Who had the ball?
Right.
You knew Jim Kelly wasn't going to run it. I seen him, and that's atrocious. But like I said last time, on Monday, that play right there, without the setup, without even sacrificing Curtis Samuel to just say, just run into McGovern and fall down. I don't care what you do. Right. So they know that this is what we may do out of this. Right. Josh Allen, call for the ball so it gets the cornerback's eye just for a second and have Samuel or whoever run past that cornerback and sit down in the gap. Little stuff like that. But when they called that play was they called it at a time where they were desperate. They called it at a time where they had to pass the ball. They called it at a time where there was the wrong personnel because Curtis Samuel wasn't out there. MVS wasn't out there. Those are the two guys that should be out there. And that you're going to throw a deep ball to Keon Coleman and Mac Hollins. Recipe for disaster.
Well, here's the thing about that play. It would have worked if Josh had a little bit more time. Like when you go and look at the all-22, like okay, so on the all-22, you have Keon Coleman on the outside, kind of running a really, really deep post dig route, right? Where you kind of turn to the post and then you stop. And then you had Hollins kind of running that really long crosser, that really deep crosser, and he had already kind of made it over the top of Coleman, right? Now, where Hollins was, there were 3 defenders ready to pounce if Josh threw it there, right? There was the outside corner, and I think the cover that was covering Hollins, and then the safety over the top. There was also a defender underneath that was covering Keon Coleman one-on-one, but by the time Coleman got to his spot, the defender's back was turned still. So with Josh's arm, if he had a little bit more time, he could have just threw that bullet right in there, and that's a 25-yard pass easy.
But see, that's the problem, what you just said. You need time.
Yeah.
You need time. Time is bought with speed. And if you had MVS out there, if he's as fast as everybody thinks he still is, if you had Curtis Samuel, if he's as fast, you throw that thing as far as you can. The worst you do is overthrow. College does it all the time.
Yeah.
They do it in college. What they do, I mean, you don't get time in that kind of position because what happens is the cornerback sees it. He's coming. If you watch college, as soon as you throw that wide receiver screen, that cornerback's on his. So so it's like I get the construct, but the whole thing behind it was Josh who throws that out of bounds.
Yeah.
Or you launch that sucker.
Yeah. And he said that in his press conference. He probably needed to
I don't fault him for it. That was just a dumb call at that point in time.
It got blown up because if you mentioned the 22, when I saw it, whoever that defender guy, he blew up Samuel. Yeah. And the same dude, he was right next to Josh. Yep. Like they didn't get enough space.
That's the problem with it.
So he was right there. Yep. So one person blew up that whole play.
That's the problem with it, yeah.
So had he been blocked, or it may have worked, or may have been better than what it was, and probably wouldn't end up in a turnover.
Right.
And that was a significant play because we were at that point, we scored, had a turnover, we were about to score again.
We're down 11, right? At that point?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you get another score, now we only down 4 points.
Right.
Like you're in the game.
Right.
Yep.
But it backfired. And
that's one of those deals. That's definitely one of those deals where you come out earlier. You don't do that at the end. You don't do that when it really matters. You do that when you're trying to get that get back real quick.
Right. Yeah.
I thought it was funny that you said MMA fighting.
Why is that, Key?
You don't know?
No.
Let me indulge you guys.
Oh God. Do you
Did
know
you-
what he's about to say?
Anybody know?
You don't know?
I don't know.
All right, don't say that. Hold your peace. Ocho Cinco is gonna fight James Harrison in an exhibition
What?
MMA fight. I don't know what this is all
He gonna
about.
die.
I said the same thing.
He gonna die.
What is Ocho Cinco thinking, dude?
I don't know. He couldn't even take Ray Lewis down when he wasn't looking. What you gonna do with James Harrison?
Right.
James Harrison is a monster.
He's
bro.
insane. He's insane. He's got
Like,
problems.
His workout regimen.
Oh, I
is
didn't even think about
insane,
it. I know.
bro.
I didn't even think about it.
I never want to meet James Harrison.
No.
I never want to meet that dude.
No. He lives in a dark alley.
Right.
He lives in a dark alley. He got
Exactly.
sons and yeah. But no, I mean so I thought that was interesting. I think Uncle Saber did talk some sense into him. Ocho, what you doing? You making the blue diamond set up?
Yeah, he wouldn't know about the Blue Diamond, would he? Oh my God.
Hey, real, where you at? No.
Yeah. So we got a few comments.
Oh, we gotta
here.
get comments this time because we didn't do nothing.
I
last
know.
time.
I feel terrible for that. All right. So Roy asked the question: would you want Shavers or Hamler as a practice squad call up for the wide receiver room?
I want Hamler.
For this game or in general?
You watch your mouth now. All right, if it's for this game.
So okay, so Shakir is dealing with a high ankle sprain. Usually with high ankle sprains, it's 2 to 4 weeks, right? If and it depends on the severity of it. Like just a solid straight up high ankle sprain is about 4 weeks, so to full recovery, right? If it's bad, could be more like 6.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So depending on where he is in that, we're probably talking about for the next 3-4 weeks.
My wide receiver gut is telling me
Here
telling
we
me I would rather have the young up and coming star.
Which one is that?
Say it.
I want Shavers.
They're the same age.
Let's
They're
go.
the same age.
But they all right, cool. But
Shavers is up and coming.
Shavers, yo, he's
Let him throw a stamp.
to me, he can be a weapon, bro. Look how big he is. Like,
Exactly.
He can be a weapon.
Exactly.
Now I know Handler is fast, but bro, let's be honest.
I am. No,
Samuel's faster than him.
faster than who?
Then
Handler.
He the fastest dude on the wide receiver.
What's his 40 time?
Ooh,
let's find
Samuel?
Yep.
What are the
Samuel's
38?
4.31. 4.31.
4.38. 4.31?
4.31.
4.31, okay.
Yeah, Handler ain't running faster than that.
Yeah, but he's the fastest dude on the team, is what I'm saying. Samuel's the fastest wide receiver we have.
That's what I'm saying. So I feel like I have a fast guy. I got a guy who can contend check this
Oh,
with Coleman.
Hamler ran a 4.27 though.
Ah!
Hamler ran a 4.27 though.
Okay, he's fast, but
Now what? What you got to say now, Jack?
But, so now put it this way.
Messing with you.
Thank me later.
I rather I'm looking at I already got a speed guy in Samuel.
Yep.
So I'm thinking give me more fastest at the wide receiver. So I got a fast guy, I got a guy who can do contested catches, I got a tight end who can run routes. Now I have another avenue to throw in Shavers where nobody else can feel what he can do.
Yep.
I feel like with Handler, I got another Samuel. And he's smaller. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and if he gets hit
I,
one time, he could be hurt.
I get why you say that.
Yeah.
I get why you say that, but
Like I
if
said,
you,
it's just the wide receiver coming out of me.
well,
but
if you
I'm
know,
not thinking logically.
no, I know. If you know what,
That's
what,
a logical thought. Give
about
yourself some
saying, yeah.
credit, bro. You're all right.
Yeah,
I'm thinking straight from the wide receiver room, dog.
I'll be Jack. I'll be
Straight
messing.
from the wide receiver room.
Bro, I'll be messing around. But no, this is honest evaluation of Hamler. Hamler, when he came out at Penn State, he was projected to be a Bill in the draft, and I'm like, cool, but we didn't have anything but little hobbits.
Right.
We had no size.
Right.
Hamler was a go up and get. He was a high point guy. He was a route runner. He was a speed demon. He carried the ball. He did all the things that they don't tell you he could do when you watch his tape in college. So, I mean, I get it. You know, if you see, but I got Mac Hollins already. I got Keon already. I mean, Shavers 6'6", 6'5", whatever he is. Cool. MVS is 6'4". Cool. We got the land of the trees. But I just think that Hamler, if you peel back the layers and watch him for what he does in the land of the trees, he'd be a big asset. So that's why I say Hamler, because he's like an unknown commodity. I was even the kind of guy that said, I don't want him because he's too little. But when I saw him with what we have now as opposed to Cole Beasley and John Brown, which we had at the time, you don't want those three as your starting three. But now with the height and with the size, you can put that little guy out there to run through their legs and all that stuff, you know. That was my thought process. I mean, I was a big Shavers guy before before the season started, so I get it.
Right.
I get it.
Okay. Let's see. So Steve says, let's see if this team can bounce back or fold again. No more trick plays that get Josh blasted. Yes, please.
Noble?
Royce, hold on. Okay. So we got two Steves in the chat here. I was going to see if we could play it, because if not, I would have to tell you who it was. All right, oh, this should be fun. All right, so
oh, man,
Steve 1, you heard Steve 1's comment,
Yeah.
right? Y'all remember that? Okay,
Here's
here's Steve 2. Steve 2 says, needs to be a flea flicker type play. The play we ran was absolute garbage.
I mean, the hostility in the tone of the second one, that's got to be Lynn. But it's probably, if Noble's had enough, it's over with. He's had enough. I don't know. That'd be out of left field for Noble, though. I'm gonna go Noble first and Lynn second.
Noble first and Lynn second?
Yeah. Steve Noble's had enough. He has had enough. He's had it. He's had it. Wow.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that was Steve Noble saying that flea flicker type play was absolute garbage.
I mean, he gonna slander me at some point.
I'm not when I saw it starting, I'm like, a flea flicker, and then he got sacked and fumbled. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
The worst part,
flea flicker in this game.
The worst part, it wasn't even a flea flicker. It was a double pass. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
why? No, I'm not saying correcting, but I'm saying,
No.
why is he over there?
Right.
What is he doing there? He should be here.
The other thing I didn't get, why were they like so? Why was Samuel running towards it should have been to me? It should have been the opposite. He should be coming around, not in the same area that you give more space.
Well, see, I think Samuel panicked because he saw Van Noy coming and he just tossed it to Josh to get it out of his hand. Josh was supposed to take more of like a small pitch handoff type of thing and run back to the middle.
Right, okay.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So,
Yeah.
I mean, Kyle Van Noy blew up that play. More ways than right.
I know how to run the ball, but
That's exactly right. Laura says, I immediately knew Ocho was getting whooped too.
yeah.
It's just
And then
what it
you
is.
see the pictures, you be like, yo, nah, it's over for him. Ocho got glad he like this, and Harrison like, I'm like, yo, just renege. Whatever you got, whatever kind of endorsement you got, just give it up. Just give it back.
Harrison, all business.
You about to get married? Don't do that.
Yep. All right. Well, we filled some time until you got here, right? So let's get into stuff we heard really quick, and then by 7:30ish, we should have enough
Well, we
time.
did our stuff, but I got other stuff. What you got?
Okay.
I got some random trivia that I've like, oh my god. So
we need to be doing this every
Yo.
week.
Yo, he looked at you crazy. He's like, that's my job. But he's like, No.
so before the dreadful Ravens game, we were talking about
it was good medicine.
we were talking about Josh.
Stop, bro. Stop with that. God.
Possibly this year it might be the year that he might finally take MVP. MVPs. Very, very, very surprising stats. Do you know in the NFL how many positions have won the MVP?
Like total. Like you
Total.
mean, yeah.
Yep.
Let's see.
And remember,
Okay.
it's 22. It's 22 positions.
4?
Yes. Only 4 positions
I
have
can see
ever
that.
won an MVP.
Wide receiver, running
No.
back. No wide receiver ever?
Ever.
Yeah.
Really?
Ever.
Running
Which is-
No, it would have to be so
Linebacker.
running back.
Yep.
Yeah,
Linebacker.
running back, linebacker,
Quarterback.
quarterback, and
Safety? Cornerback.
no,
Quarterback. No.
No.
defensive end.
No defensive back have ever won. No cornerback has ever won. So you only had 2 defensive players ever. Lawrence Taylor and Alan Payne, he was a defensive tackle. So you got a defensive tackle and a linebacker. Quarterback, running back. That's it. And there's one more. You'll never guess what the other one was.
Kicker.
Ha, I was gonna say punter.
Kicker is correct.
What?
Bro, in 1982, a kicker won the MVP.
What did he do? Kick an 80-yard field goal?
Bro.
Damn, no, he was the most precise. He was
Here's
surgical.
the thing.
In 82, you know who won the Super Bowl?
I wouldn't even.
49ers with Joe Montana.
Was that the catch? Was that year the catch with Clark? Wendell Clark?
I don't know.
It would have to be, wouldn't it?
I would think so.
But yo, it's shocking to me that bro, not a wide receiver, not a cornerback,
But a kicker.
a kicker won the MVP.
Oh, you know probably
What,
why.
do you know the
He
kicker's
lead-
name? I need to see his stats. I need
He
to see
probably
him.
led the
Mosley.
league in scoring on it. Was he a Niner?
I'll just say the only kicker to win an MVP.
Something Mosley.
I would say it's got to be. He had to be the highest scoring player on the Super Bowl team. That's what I'm thinking. It had to be.
I don't think he played for the 49ers.
Oh snap! Well, let's shut my mouth.
The only kicker to
Why they look this up? Hey, mama, you know that chair you promised I was gonna get from my workstation? I think I like this one.
Yo, speaking of workstations, Key.
What you
oh
got?
my God, bro. Oh my God.
What you got?
Mark Mosley is the guy's name.
Yep.
At work, we got like 30 chairs from Office Depot. Guess who is the sponsor of these chairs?
Got 29 chairs.
Guess who's?
I'm going to get mine later.
Guess who's the spokesperson for these chairs?
Ooh.
And when I tell you this chair is the most comfortable chair I've ever sit in, office chair, bar none,
Seymour Butts.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille.
Bro, the back of my chair says Shaquille O'Neal on it, and bro, Key.
I believe it.
You got a
seat-
Shaq chair.
The seat is amazing, bro.
I believe it.
It's amazing. Like it got the lumbar right here. It got the extra cushion.
I believe it.
The joint. I mean, I ain't that big, but it can hold 400 pounds.
See, that's what I was thinking. I believe it because we're big guys. We got size to us. I need that kind of chair reinforced more.
Yeah. Are those expensive? Are Shaq chairs
Got to
expensive?
be expensive.
No, because the sneakers ain't expensive.
He
Why
did
would
that
his
for other-
chairs be expensive?
What
if
kid
sneakers
needs this
ain't?
kind of chair? He did those so the kids at school wouldn't get talked
His
about.
whole business is built off of making things affordable for people.
He had them Reebok Shaq Gnosis. No.
That place is raw
It
though.
was on Office Depot, so I can't see it would be that much.
Let
but
me
it's
let me look at this the Shaq Diesels while
Yeah,
y'all look this up.
that-
No,
I mean,
we're not
hold
going to
on. How
derail.
much is
No,
the Shaq
That
you're
is
going to
an
look at the
amazing
you're going to
chair.
look at the kicking stats.
I
I'm
got
gonna
it.
look at the chair.
I got it. After this, I'm looking up the chair though. You can't stop me from looking up the price of this chair. I need to know. All right. So Mark Mosley's 1982 NFL MVP season stats are:
Talk
he was-
slow. Every line.
he was 20 of 21 for a 95.26% success rate, which was a record at the time.
Okay.
He was also responsible for 76 points.
Ooh.
His game-winning performances, he scored all of Washington's points in a 12-7 win over the St. Louis Cardinals and made 2 fourth-quarter kicks to beat the New York Giants.
Wait, didn't that happen against the Giants where the Washington Redskins kicker beat them? Didn't that just happen? What
Yes,
the Redskins?
that the rookie guy or the new kid, he had 21 points.
Yeah, he had
off
21
field goals.
points, and they lost 21-19.
Austin Seabird or something like that.
No, it was like 18-15. It was 18-15.
Was
You're
it?
talking about this season, right?
The Giants won? 18-15?
This season.
Yeah, it was 18-15. That was the kicker for the Commanders. The Mosley's 1982 season was shortened by a 57-day strike, and he beat out Chargers QB Dan Fouts. Wow,
crazy.
for MVP.
He beat a quarterback.
He beat him by 2 votes.
A quarterback.
2 people.
Hold on now. Hey, mama, I want the Shaquille O'Neal Maximus Big and Tall Ergonomic Vegas. That's what I want.
How much is it?
$370.
That ain't bad.
That is not bad at all.
Nah, I want this chair. It says ergonomic big and tall. I'm
Yo.
big. I'm both big and tall.
Key. I'm telling you, bro, that chair is amazing, bro.
I look this black one right here.
With the little diamond, it got like the little,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, let me get that off you. Yep.
I might see if I can sneak you one out there.
King gonna sit there. He was like, I'm like, nah, my brother, you gotta get your own.
That joint nice, man.
Oh wow.
That joint nice.
Yeah, they got another nice joint for $350. It looked like a gaming chair.
For people at home, just so you know what we're looking at, just Google Shaquille O'Neal chair, the first picture.
That's it. I put Shaq
Man.
chairs.
That's it.
That's it. That's what came right up.
Open and shut.
Shaq
Boom.
chairs. That's it. Man, that gaming chair, nice, man.
So I just want something to rest my laurels. Anyway, my laurels. Okay. So this
Not
is
your Laura's, your laurels.
laurels. Yes.
Right. Okay.
No, you see, he's like, that's a pause somehow. I don't know. It's got to be a pause.
He's trying to
I
get
just
it.
can't figure it out.
Go ahead and explain so I can trap you in your pause moment.
He like, let me see.
All right. What
So-
about your laurels?
Huh?
What? Why is that a pause?
Somehow.
Because he can't find it.
He can't. He just had to rent it just in case somebody can verify on the
throw
chat.
a grenade in there since I
Yeah.
can't shoot him directly.
Pause, and there's some like Rachel co-sign. He be like, yeah, I told you, but like, nah.
I reserve a future pause. Take a rate check on that pause.
I review the pauses. Go return.
What else we got?
You got any comments? Anything? Just want to make sure we get them in before
So
we go.
Steve Noble did guess Mark Mosley. You are right. Roy Collins said, wasn't 1982 a strike short in season 2?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, it was.
We had to Google it, but that's all right. We were there.
How soon do you think the wide receiver will break into that and get an MVP? I think Tyreek Hill was close. If he would have had 2,000 yards,
Yeah, he would have easily got it.
if they still would have gave it to Lamar, bro, come on.
Nah, they would have given it to Mahomes. They gave it to Mahomes.
I could also see that.
He would have to. Tyreek Hill would have to get 2,500 yards off of Mike White in order to get the MVP.
You know what? Another real I think why it was hard for wide receivers. Think about it. At a given time, how many wide receivers are on the field at a time?
Right.
You got multiple. Even now, predominantly there are one running back. Like you could have multiple running backs. You could have two running backs on the set, but normally you got one. So like I think it's hard for wide receivers to pretty much get that dominance when there's other wide receivers on the field. Where a quarterback is just you, running backs is just you. So like,
Yeah, I mean that you're absolutely right because as a receiver, the way the game is set up, you as a receiver cannot beat an entire 11-man defense unless you're only catching deep balls. That's the only way. You know what I'm saying? They can bracket you, double cover you, all that kind of stuff. For a running back, I just need my blocks to line up. Right?
Actually,
you know what I'm saying?
I just thought about that. Anybody that like destroys the yak yardage, you got to destroy yak yardage in order to be the wide receiver MVP.
Yeah.
You have to do it yourself.
and that I think that's the key. It's got to be yak because if it's not,
Quarterback is all.
I'm credit the quarterback.
Exactly.
The quarterback is he feeding you.
Yep.
He give you dimes. But if he throwing like Josh is like the scrimmage and you taking a 10-yard pass and turning into a 90, that's all you, baby.
Into the crib.
That's all you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll probably find a way to get to like the right guard or something like that.
Hot Wheels, Corvette, and Cars. What's going on? Welcome to the show, my man. I haven't
All right.
seen you around here before.
Subscribe before you slander. Anyway,
What?
go ahead.
You can't give people the rule right off the bat. Let them break. You gotta
Why
let them
not?
break it in a little bit.
We might say something you don't like and he slanders, and I'm like, yo, you didn't subscribe. You got to do that first.
Jeez. That's like as soon as you go test drive a car, as soon as they get in, like you know you can't go nowhere else with this, right? Only on the lane we put you in. Like,
Wait,
I'm
they
just
don't?
Test driving. Huh?
Hey, they don't? Oh, I've been doing it all wrong the whole time.
Wow. Wow.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Roy says CMC should have won MVP last year, in my opinion.
Was there a comment with the last one?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I totally
I
skipped over
took it
that.
all to my bad.
Welcome to the show, bro. Don't care about your comment whatsoever. Anyway, Hot Wheels, Corvette, and Car says that trick play won't allow Brady to go all out. That trick play won't allow Brady to go all out.
Oh, I think he's saying after seeing that, McDermott said, "Huh, you get one." Like, that's it.
Yeah.
That what you came up with?
Well, yeah, because like, so if you hear what Brady said in the press conference after it was that was a bad call, I shouldn't have called it, and then he says even if it did work, it was still a bad call.
See,
what?
Now that's where I disagree with people because people say that they don't like trick plays in general. Bro, if the play worked,
Exactly.
I don't care what it looked like.
Yep.
It worked.
Yep. Yep.
But you know there was a handwritten note slipped to him before the press conference by McDermott. Huh, read this. Don't open it till you get up there. He's like, go on, hurry up.
Brady sitting there shaking his hand, shaking.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I didn't expect this.
Right. No. Yeah. I mean, listen. You could pull a skateboard out of your tights and put the football on top of it and just skate through the rest of the field.
The whippage of the heads at unison. The unison of the whippage of the
Because
heads.
they waiting. That's
A skateboard out of your tights. I don't know why that's bad, but
They're not
whatever.
here to work. They're
He
here
crying.
to catch us.
Right.
That's what it is.
I love it.
It's a hunting session.
Wow, while he reading off the next comment, what was your favorite Buffalo Bills trick play? I already got mine.
Ooh.
Favorite trick play?
Yep.
You're not gonna believe this. My favorite trick play. It might not even be a trick, but Fred Jackson's touchdown throw. That was that touchdown he passed. I forget who it was to. I have to look it up, but
That was your favorite?
that was my favorite play.
Yeah.
Like trick play wise, because the only one I really could think of besides that is the Chris Kelsey from Brian Mormon.
That's my favorite. Hands down. That's the best trick play I've ever seen.
That was a weird trick play.
Bro,
And
that
that
was
defense
hot.
looked terrible.
But it worked.
That
It did
was
work.
hot.
It worked great.
And you know what? I don't think it was a plan. I think it was just something like, hey, Just stay there.
It's frame room. He does what he
Stay there.
wants.
So you know what happened. So basically, they were in the formation of field goal, and everybody's they run off the field. Well, he went off and he stayed there, like hit on the sideline. It was like, okay.
Wait, wasn't that like the Kelsey deal where he said like it wasn't planned, but he said he just said, throw me the ball. Something like that happened, I think.
Because if you think about it, like especially when like football, like when I was down there at the game, like. I don't know if it seemed like I was closer. Everything moves faster. I don't know why it was, but it seemed like everything moves quick.
Right.
So when they're running off the field, sometimes you're not looking at it. You're just focused on getting in your spot.
Right.
So like if you could just like, hey, all right, send the kicking team out there. You could just kind of like sneak off and they don't recognize you. Like, dude.
Yeah.
Just like remember when TJ Graham was laying in the eye of whatever it was, the Bills' eye on the kick return,
And they ain't see him.
and it didn't work. But the plan was for the ball to go to the other guy, and when the whole team converged on him, he was going to stand up and catch the ball and run to the touchdown. So I'm like, okay, I see where you're going with this, but it was foolish, but I see where you're going with this.
I seen that work in college.
Oh, yeah.
In college it worked.
College do all
I
sorts
never
of weird
saw
stuff.
it in the NFL work, though.
They do all sorts of weird stuff.
All right. Roy says, McDermott had a chat with Brady before his press conference. He's got the little eye roll emoji.
Nah, he had no chat. He just gave him that little cue card. He said, just read it. You know what I'm going to say? Read it.
Steve Noble says the play looked like something we designed as kids in the Nerf football league.
I think even we can come up with something better than that, though.
Yeah, yeah. But,
Josh,
but
you're
again,
like, what? Okay, whatever.
again, the mindset that shows in what Brady said. It's like you know that came from Sean. You know what I'm saying? Because I could immediately see that private conversation going like, yeah, but Keon Coleman was open at that point. Even if Josh came and vouched for Brady, yeah, but the play was open. The play was there to be had. And Sean still says, I don't care, that was still a bad call, even if it worked. What? Even if it worked? That is an absolutely immense momentum swinging type of play if it works. Because now, at that point, you're inside the 20, right? You're definitely going to score, right? There's a lot of people that do the stats and stuff like that. They'll tell you, anytime you have a big play on a drive, it skyrockets your chances of scoring. It's almost 100%, right? But again, this is the mentality that we're going to be battling against as supporters of the team for the whole season, because the instinct is we have to fix this. We have to get this offense to a point where it can operate against the good teams like it operates against the Dolphins and the Jaguars and the Cardinals. You know what I'm saying? And in order to do that, improvements will have to be made. The shackles will have to be kind of broken off a little bit in order to open this thing up. Take the carburetor off. Let Brady cook. Let him do what he does with Curtis Samuel and let Keon Coleman run 3 deep go routes a game and see. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I will say this: was it a bad play? Yes. Even if it worked, it's still a bad play. And this is why. You ever heard of something being so bad that it was good?
Yes.
Everything does not have to make sense. Everything doesn't have to work. It doesn't have to be perceived as working. Sometimes slip coverage, maybe the boy that almost took, was it Van Noy, almost took out, maybe it fell down. Maybe anything would have happened, and I think that's the part that we got to take into consideration, and not us per se, as opposed to people that say it was a terrible call and you got to be conservative all times. Yeah. What if? What if Keon Coleman would have knocked somebody down? What if he would have made a move, somebody slipped, somebody got hurt, so whatever? Yeah. What if there was just that one shot?
I never thought about it from that perspective. I think you're kind of right, because even if, like you said, let's just say Van Noy falls down, was it still a good play design? You know what I'm saying? Like, if everything goes right, is it a good design? If it only worked because something failed, then you're right. Technically, that's not a good play,
right,
because it only worked because of a fallacy. Right. You take the fallacy away, now the play doesn't work.
Right.
I never thought about it that way. That's a good way of looking at it.
Thank you, sir. you get a cash app. You get a cash app.
What?
It didn't ring yet. Don't worry. Wow. I don't have Wi-Fi here.
Okay.
So I wanted to get into this, and this is heavy hitting. Not heavy hitting. It's not serious, but this everybody eats thing. I was listening to the radio this morning, and I wanted to talk to you guys about this because I think it was Sneaky Joe said, everybody eats only works when everybody's good.
Yes.
So,
That's right.
I mean, I was sitting here and I'm thinking about, everybody who calls in or everybody that's watching the show right now says, what are you talking about? Everybody's working in sync. Everybody, they like each other. They're doing this. Did you know right now? Well, let me ask you this. Who is, in your opinion, the most productive Bill we have right now?
Most productive?
Shakir.
I would say Shakir.
Shakir?
Shakir and Cook.
Yes.
Okay. But do you know what their numbers are so far?
No.
Shakir's is pretty good as far as catches and
Well,
targets and catches.
Yeah, but this is where I'm at with it. So we're looking at James Cook. I don't know why my link won't open. Matter of fact, let me do this on my phone. But if you look at James Cook, he's at 4.5 yards per carry, which is good. Josh Allen's only at 4.8. And obviously, quarterbacks who run usually are much higher.
Right, right.
If you're looking at Khalil Shakir for the season, he has a whopping 18 receptions for 230 yards. So if you multiply that times 4, which is roughly where we are every quarter, you don't have 1,000 yards. He's your best receiver, and your best receiver doesn't have 1,000 yards. Now, can you name me another team that didn't have a 2 or 3 guys that had 1,000 scrimmage yards on everybody's offense, Kansas City or whatever the case may be? So I mean, I'm looking at I'm thinking about teams like Kansas City's are how close the Green Bay Packers were when they had the four wide receivers, the young guys. I'm thinking about San Francisco's. I'm thinking about these kind of teams. And if everybody eats, everybody has to be. It's almost like when you're in a band. If I play the keyboard, you play the drums, you play the saxophone. If you are terrible at your instruments, I sound great, but you guys aren't eating. I'm eating. But if we're all sounding good as a unit and we're all eating together, now we look great. We sound great. We're making moves. We're grooving together.
Right.
This offense right now, they're pushing this everybody eats BS because they know nobody's eating besides the perceived Khalil Shakir.
Yeah.
To further illustrate this, I'm trying to get it on my phone real fast. You guys if you can fill in if you got any outside thoughts.
So this kind of hurts me because at first I was probably the only one who was with everybody eats. I was with it because I figured there's nobody for the defenses to target, so there's always options, right? Well, kind of like what I'm hearing on the radio and what you just kind of explained. Everybody eats can work, but you got to have somebody that's threatening, right? You got to have at least one. You don't need all of them. You just need at least one, right? If you don't.
And the other guys on the team, too, they can't be C and D level receivers like we used to have when Diggs was here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It has to be like what the Bengals have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When they had Tyler Boyd and they had T. Higgins and they had Jamar Chase and they had Joe Mixon, everybody on that offense could eat. Because they were all good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now you look at the Texans offense, I think the only thing that's hurting them right now is their offensive line play.
Yeah.
If they had any type of good offensive line play, they would be destroying the league with the weapons they have.
Yeah.
So, that's one of those situations to me where I look at the mantra of everybody eats. I'm sorry, did you finish your point? I didn't mean to cut you off.
So the last point I got, defensively wise, and this is where I think people are not connecting the dots. The reason why you got to have one good person is not just because of the talent level. It takes the focus off, right? If I got a number one wide receiver, I could get off because everybody's focusing on him.
Right.
When you have everybody, the defense can play honest, who's going to win the one-on-one?
Exactly.
Who's going to excel?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So like I said, even if you give me Devontae Adams, he might not never get a catch. That's cool. As long as he's out there, the defense is going to respect him. So they're going to focus on him while everybody else has the opportunity to get open and to eat. But like I said, you got to have that one person who the defenses could could tunnel in on so that everybody can eat. If you don't have that, they can play honest.
Right. I was just going to say real quick, because I do have it up now. To date, so we're at 4 weeks in, James Cook, 333 yards from scrimmage. So that's receiving and rushing. Khalil Shakir, 232 yards from scrimmage. Dalton Kincaid, 132 yards from scrimmage. Keon Coleman, 126 yards from scrimmage. Ray Davis, 89. Ty Johnson, 88. Curtis Samuel, 55. Mac Hollins, 46. Dawson Knox, 30. Marquez and Valdez Scantley, 26. That's all we got.
That's it.
That's it.
10 players.
And to your point, and that takes me back to the thumbnail. Like you just said, he's on the field.
Right.
Buffalo fans ain't hearing that.
Right.
They're not hearing that.
Right.
They hearing what they want to hear. But this is. I know you had a comment on this. So I'm not going to be long here. But the point is, matter of fact, I'll let that segue to my next point. You go ahead.
Okay. Well, I mean, I was going to refer to the thumbnail too. Is that where you were going?
No, I was going somewhere else. I'm glad you
Okay,
did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So part of the reason I created the thumbnail and made it look like I did is to kind of draw out as much of this unwarranted hatred that seems to be flying in Stephon Diggs' way, right, in his direction, right? I heard people talk about it on the radio this morning. They called this game against the Texans the Stephon Diggs revenge game. Revenge for what? The man gave you 1,000 yards a season, 100 plus catches a season.
That's why.
Huh?
That's why. That's 100% why.
Because
deep
we
inside,
no longer have that?
Deep inside, they know we don't have that anymore. They know we don't, not him, but they know what we were receiving wasn't congruent with everything they wanted a Buffalo Bill to embody. They like what he did on the field, but they don't like this. They don't like, this. They don't like this. They don't like everything that comes with it. But that goes into my point, so that's why I'm gonna leave it alone. Because I'm bleeding here. Go ahead.
When you say revenge game, from what perspective are you talking about?
That's what we want to play.
For us against Steph, or
Yes.
one from Steph
Both.
against
No,
us?
Both.
Both.
They pose that too.
So I don't feel like the Bills should be a revenge game for. You know what I'm saying? From a perspective of we getting revenge on Steph, it shouldn't be that way. From Steph's perspective, I'll say this: I don't think it is, because Steph is just that type of player.
Right.
Right.
He's a player. He loves to win. He's a competitive player, right? However, I think this game he's going to have a little bit more motivation going into the game, knowing that he's playing against his old team. Not because it's their ill will, just because he wants everybody to know I'm that guy for a reason. This is why I play so hard. This is why I care so much. This is why I put it all on the line. Because no matter who I'm strapping up against, I'm going to play. I'm going to give you 110%. Every week, every game.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I think I don't even look at it as a negative message. He's just reassuring who he is and why he did what he did.
The man ish talks his own brother, his real brother.
Oh yeah.
But
They ish talk.
But you know what's so key about the point you just brought out now? Every single number one receiver in the league thinks like that. We just listened to Devontae Adams say, "I want out of Vegas because I'm not getting the ball."
You forcing my hand. This okay. You force. I got to read the quote because I
All
have
right,
it.
come on.
Okay, I got to read it.
Come on with it. What did he say?
He's on Mike's hand. I got to get the F out of here before I lose my F in life. Every game I'm getting F'd up. I ain't never been hit this many times in my life. He says that. That's Devontae Adams said that.
Yeah.
And this was the point I was going. Bills want Devontae Adams. They want this guy.
Why?
This is the second team that he's forced his hand out of. Does it sound familiar?
Right.
This is a 32-year-old. Sound familiar?
Right.
He's a second-round draft pick. He don't get to play with who he wants to play with. I gotta go. You're a wide receiver. What you think gonna happen?
Yeah, but and this is stupid. But Adams is not the guy. Adams is he might say this kind of stuff to get out of town if things aren't going right. Like he'll hold it all in until it explodes, and then he'll just start talking to the media.
But it's in there.
He won't put it on blast.
One is dormant, one is not.
During a game to the players and
Right.
stuff like that. He'll just keep it to himself.
Right.
But
see,
even still,
that's the thing. Like I if you watch MT, I'm sorry, but like what I tell her, early on we start dating. It's like, oh, I'm holding, and then just explode.
yeah.
That's Devontae Adams. Steph Diggs is the one that when there's a grievance,
Right.
I'm gonna get it off my chest.
See that's me.
Yeah.
That's how I am.
When there's agreement, I'm gonna get it off my chest.
I gotta say something.
And that's what Buffalo can't deal with that. can't handle it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they're going to deal with some form of that mentality,
Absolutely.
no matter who they get.
I agree.
But I will defend Devontae Adams for this reason. The first scenario when he got out of Green Bay, it wasn't that scenario that he wasn't getting the ball. Is that
Right.
they wasn't going to give him what he was worth.
Right.
Right, and he didn't know if Aaron Rodgers was going to stay there or not.
Right, so that's one. So I don't blame him. I don't have no ill will against him getting out of Green Bay.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? He goes to Vegas.
Yep.
Derek Carr, his college, boom, boom. Match made in heaven, cool, let's roll.
Yep.
They get rid of him. Don't tell Devontae Adams what's going on. So he like,
Yeah.
quiet as kept, I'm only here because of him.
Exactly.
Right? And now you take him away from me, you don't even tell me? And now you want me to do all this stuff against these B, C, D quarterbacks?
Yep.
Nah.
See,
So to me, I understand his frustrations, and I'm not mad at him. It would be different if, let's say, for example, he was in a situation where they were losing. He's like, man, y'all need to give me the ball so we can win.
I thought Mac was gonna encourage him like, yo,
That wasn't the case. He's not about that. I don't think he's that guy when it comes to I need the ball so we can win. It's just the fact that I need to be somewhere where you're gonna know my worth and you're gonna use me for who I am. And you're gonna put me with people who like
that's the quote that I'm referring to because he said I think it was in the interview with Kay Adams. He talked about like, yo, I'm here to be legendary. I'm here for greatness was the term he used. I'm here for greatness. I'm not here to win games. I'm here for greatness. He might even said that in the press conference.
see, that's not Buffalo. Buffalo
Right,
ain't trying to have that.
but again, the mentality is like, yo, if you're not going to use me to win games, if you're not
Right.
going to use me to make impact plays, then why am I here?
But see what he just said. I'm not here. I'm here for greatness, not to win games. Buffalo wants team over you, not you over team.
Well, Sean wants team.
Well, I
over
mean,
you.
no, I'm talking about the fan
But-
culture too,
But so
not us.
let's just say things work out in a happy life where we can get Devontae Adams. Okay, nobody sitting here telling me if Devontae Adams on the team, they're not going to make him featured.
Right.
Right? So I think in that case, I think it's a happy marriage. He's happy. He's got a elite quarterback who he's the legit number one. He's getting like I don't think there's anything that can mess that up.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, my point bringing it up wasn't to poop on the idea. It was to poop on Bills that think that this is different than Stephon Diggs. That's my point. Because if like you said when we first started the conversation, number one, elite, top five, whatever, they got egos. They're divas.
Every last
And
one.
Buffalo has to understand that's what comes with this kind of territory.
right.
You know, don't bring, but we can't afford them. I did every permutation necessary, and there's no way. Greg Tom said, I know you're not watching, but if you're watching,
Well,
fill us in.
Yeah, if Vegas agrees to eat some money,
That'd
the
be a
deal is
whole lot.
workable. Well, how much cap space do we have? We got like 4
$2 million.
2 million?
2 million.
Yeah, so I mean,
He's
right,
got 44.
right, but what that
well,
means is, however much money they eat, our draft pick that we give or whatever the compensation is got to be that much higher.
Right, but see, next year he's worth $44 million.
Yeah, but
so are
he's
we cutting
got
him?
a- he's
Are they
got
going
a
to eat
out.
that too?
No,
You
you
don't-
don't have to because he's got an out option after this year.
Well,
So
I
you
didn't see that.
look at his contract.
I believe you, but I ain't see that. But yeah,
So with that out option, you really only could rent him for not could, but you can get away with getting him here
For a
right?
year?
Just for a year, and then he exercises that option. Boom, he's out of here. So
Would
For-
y'all take that? Sorry.
No, you good, you good.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But when you said that 1 year, would
It
y'all
gives me a
take
chance to look
that?
at it.
Would y'all take that if y'all can get him right now for 1 year, knowing that he'll be
you're right.
gone next year?
no, you're right. It's a $16 million dead cap if he's going next year.
yeah, so I asked,
So they have to eat it. That's they got to eat it.
100%.
Then that's what I'm saying. That's a lot. I don't want to cut you off, but they got to eat all
For
of that.
you mean the Bills would have to eat that?
No, whoever Oakland,
Vegas.
Vegas
Yeah,
had to
right.
eat all that, and they had to
Right.
agree. But then my kick is this: does Kansas City get in on this? Does Baltimore, which I just heard on the way in, that's where he wants to go? Now he wants to play with Lamar.
Wow.
He's making a tour. Buffalo, do not let this fool you. Not saying he's not going to Buffalo,
Right.
but he's going to say he wants to play with any elite quarterback that will have him at this point in
elite
time.
quarterback.
The
He's
oth-
gotta
the-
have elite
right,
quarterback.
yeah, and that's the key. For him, it's about greatness, and greatness means a ring. He wants the legacy, and I get it. I'm with him, but I think for everything that we're seeing about all these teams that are interested, his best interest is to go to the Jets, right? And it's not even because I don't want to buy you guys wings. It's because
We run up on that statute anyway.
it's because he doesn't have to learn any new language with that team. He goes to that team, it's instant success. Instant success. It's the easiest and quickest stream to success that he has as an option right now. Now, aside from that, I think the Jets are probably one of the teams that are in the best financial position to also make that work as well. So it's one of those things where the Saints are kind of in the same boat as we are. They like Vegas would have to eat a lot of money just for that deal to work. If Vegas is not willing to do that, if Devontae Adams is not willing to do that, we'd have to know if the Jets offer is just completely off the table, right? Because Craig Carton reported that the Jets made an offer like almost the same day that they announced that Adams was available, right? So I don't know. I think the reason we're hearing about all these other teams is really to just put pressure on the Jets. You know what I'm saying? Realistically, the Jets are the only ones that really have a shot. But, if Vegas wants to get the best bang for buck, of course they're going to let all the, leak all these, sources and teams' interest and stuff like that.
100%. Because, like you said, Devontae Adams from Buffalo, they heard Brandon Beane reached out to Oakland, Las Vegas. Who doesn't Brandon Beane? He told you. I call on everybody.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Doesn't matter. I called on Pat Mahomes. What you want for him? We know it's not, but he's like, what's the market? Just because I want to know what they pay, what they'll pay, what they'll pay if a trade comes up. Right. I want to know, so I get it.
Also, from his perspective, from him and his agent, the more teams, the better.
Yeah.
Right? The more teams vying for him, it only makes it better for him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But I do think that, I hate to say it, but I think his best landing spot would be with the Jets because, one, not only you got Aaron Rodgers back, on the opposite side, you have an elite receiver on the outside.
Yes, you do.
Right? So you're just not, it's not just going to be you. You're the only thing smoking in there. Like, you got another, so, like, you can really eat there.
Yep.
But
they could easily put Mike Williams outside and put Garrett Wilson in the slot and destroy teams.
Yeah, the only thing, I don't know what it is just to me, the Jets are like the Browns. They can't get right. I don't care what they do. They just can't get right. Like, right now, I think they're the longest team in the NFL that hasn't have a playoff berth.
13 years. Can you believe that? 13 years.
I was
Last
only
time
7.
I
was only 7.
Like,
what?
What?
What are you talking about?
Yo, he was like, right, anyway.
I was really about to let that go, but I was like, wait, I was 7. What?
I was like, you didn't, oh, wow. I was like,
Wait a second. You really tried that, didn't you? Laura says, I love Stephon. He is him. He is also human and flawed like us all. I just hate throwing $31 million in the trash and hate the unknown, unspoken drama behind it all.
That is probably the biggest thing that I regret is that, speaking of how we're so broke right now,
You're right.
We could have had 31 on the book still.
Yep.
or we could have just had Stephon Diggs.
Either one.
And then next year, it would have been, like half of that?
Yeah,
Exactly.
He had out after.
Yeah.
But what's even better?
That's what hurts me.
You know what's even better? Had they not got themselves in a cap crunch 2 years ago and restructured him, he would have been going scot-free.
Yeah.
For nothing?
For nothing. He would have been a free agent.
Free agent. Yep.
They restructured him because they had no money.
And we would have had 30 million.
We would have been fine. We could have had Vine and be like, cool.
Let's just play this game real quick.
I like games.
Who else? What other move could they have made to open? What? Oh yeah. What other game could we have played? What other game could we have played? See, y'all getting into my head now. What other move could we have made that season other than restructuring Stephon Diggs to open up money? Like, what were our options at that point?
Who was our big contracts, guys?
Right.
Let's see. What was that? Well, let's see. Stephon Diggs. I was going to something else, but
Because
let's
like
play this
not
game.
that I'm trying to like
Hard
put the
Yes, we
staff,
are.
put the Bill staff out there like that. But this is a key moment where we're seeing, this team might have a hard time competing against the better teams in the league with the receivers we have.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. You signed in 2022.
Yep.
They restructured him in 23. So yeah, so that tacked on. Okay, so yeah, so he'd have been done after next year. He'd been gone.
Right, but I guess what I'm asking is,
No, I,
what,
I get it. I
okay.
didn't know. I'm just shocked
You
I knew
weren't
that
sure.
off top.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, no. So if you're looking at 2020, so your question is what we could have did in 2022.
Yeah, what other options did we have? What other big contracts
All
were
right,
there
let's
to
see
be
what's
restructured?
going on in 2022.
While you do that, I'll read this comment. Laura says, "Are the Jets going anywhere this year though? Because it's highly doubtful."
No, we getting wings. That's where we're going. They're going to pick our wings up.
Like I said, I don't know. It just seems like whatever they do it just fails.
See, I'm thinking back to when Rex Ryan was there and watching the success that they had. They just needed a good roster and a good enough coach to kind of just drive the car. You know what I mean? You didn't have to do as much as Rex Ryan did, but you just had to. And with the defense they had, and how well they played as a team with the defense being the main thing that carried them on. With Zach Wilson as their quarterback, it really did look like, yo, all y'all need is a quarterback, and it's y'all straight. But I mean, I guess that's the effect of Aaron Rodgers on every franchise, man. He drives the coach out, and he loves his offensive coordinator that has no clue what he's doing. And
I do believe though, if it was 5 years prior, you'd have seen probably the elite Aaron Rodgers play. Because, like, don't get me wrong, he could still play, but not at the elite status where he used to that we all know from Green Bay.
Yeah.
5 years ago, he would have been a problem, definitely.
It really can be a situation now where Aaron Rodgers' injury is the thing that really ruined it all. Because the Jets defense last year won games they had no business winning solely off the defense. And that's kind of what I was banking on when I said that they were going to win 10 games this year is like, yo, if they're anything close to what they were last year, and then you add on to that just a regular, 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers. He don't have to be Aaron Rodgers from 7 years. Just a regular dude that doesn't throw interceptions and plays efficient offense. That's all they needed to win last year. You know what I mean? So, like, that was my thought process. Obviously, it looks like I'm supremely wrong.
That's right. I'll share a wing or two with you. So that's the year we signed Von Miller as well. So we could have did Chandler Jones cheaper. We could have did J.C. Jackson at cornerback. We could have done Christian
No. I'm sorry. I meant on the team.
Okay.
Yeah,
Give me a second. Let me go back twice. Go back twice. Once.
Because I'm looking at, like, they restructured Diggs to open up money to do something else. Like,
was that to get Von?
No, that would have been 23. So they restructured him when they signed Josh. They restructured him. They restructured Mitch Morris, Deion Dawkins. They restructured a whole gang of guys to
give Josh
sign
his big contract.
Right.
Okay. So
they could have just let it ride, been out of here, and we would have been fine.
Well, okay. So Josh needed to get paid. We all agree on that,
Yeah.
right?
How much was he getting paid before they redid his deal?
It was 6 year, 96 mil or whatever.
Oh yeah, no, that's not good enough.
What do you mean?
That's not good enough.
You want to be more?
What year was this?
2022.
Yeah, because how many more quarterbacks was this before Watson got his?
Oh,
deal?
no. He's
I'm
asking
talking
about
Diggs. Josh.
Oh, yeah, he's asking.
Josh
You were asking about
Josh
Josh.
got 5 years,
Yeah.
5 year, 253. So he was still like the sixth highest quarterback.
No,
at
but
the
what
time.
was it? What was his rookie contract? Like,
Let me
and I like that point because
That's why they.
Let me click. His rookie contract was 4 years, 21 mil.
That's it.
That's what you get for a son. That's what you get. That's slide it in. Well, it's slide it in. You can't negotiate.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I mean,
by 2022,
that's
how
year
much was
Diggs'
he
contract
making? 2022.
2022.
Annual average salary of $5 million. So
Yeah, he was capped at 16, but his base is 4.1 in 2022.
okay, so looking at the salary cap, the players that they restructured in order to sign Josh, were those the only big contracts we had at the time, or did we have Von Miller at that point?
That's the year Von came too.
That's the year Von came too.
Yep.
So we signed Von that year that we gave Josh the big contract.
So had we not signed Von and got a cheaper option, we would have been fine.
Chandler Jones would have been fine.
Yep. That's how egregious the Von Miller signing is.
That's why I'm yelling about it all the time.
Yeah.
why
Regardless
y'all
of what
are
he's giving us now.
Now
it's,
the hindsight.
Well,
I'll-
not now.
I will say this though. Like I don't think before he came here, we knew what was going to happen when he got here.
yeah.
And so everybody was looking at it. Oh, it's an upgrade. Oh man, we could be contender. We got finally have a prime time edge rusher who could. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but at the same time, it was an aging. You know what I'm saying? Like don't get me wrong, he's still good. He was still productive. He proved it. He won Super Bowl last year, but at that price, at that age, it just probably wasn't the smartest thing to do.
I think
Not for 6 years, $100 million.
Well, I think what made me mad about that pick was you just invested in Russo. You just invested in Basham. You just invested in Epinesa. And when you just got them, oh, these guys are good enough. Let's spend another $120 million on a team that's about to sign a quarterback, a very good quarterback at that, to a record-breaking deal, which really was like all sizzle and no nothing else. You know, the way they got him to sign that contract tells you what he thinks about Buffalo, and that's why fans love it. That's what endears fans, people that do stuff like that.
Right.
That take the hometown discount. That's why they think everybody's going to do it. Matt Milano. Who else is going to do it?
Right.
Nobody. You know, Von Miller bet on himself. He said, I know I'm good. So that's why he gave some of that money back and restructured what he did. Right. But yeah, no, the Von Miller thing, if you're a defensive coach, when Josh Allen had Steph Diggs in who, that was a horrible move.
Yep.
Horrible move, you know, because you have to, like they always say, we got foresight. We know who's coming down the pipe. We know the next year after that, free agents. That's when you need the money. You need the money when Josh Allen becomes that MVP that you sign him $58 million to be. You're going to have to pay him more. So you need to have that in the kitty, because what happens now? We talked about it when we were talking about, who was it we were talking about on Monday when I said there's nobody else to restructure.
Yeah.
There's nothing else we can do.
Right.
You know, so what if Josh says, you know what? I'm going to take $63 million next year.
We were talking about Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper, yeah. I'm going to take that $68 million, and then you're going to double up and do it 26 too. And you're going to love it, because that's what Mahomes is making this, and those little peons over there that I'm way better than, they're making $70 million right now.
Right, that's crazy.
Tua just signed what? What is he saying, Jerry Maguire? I'm about to hang up the phone. Huh? I can't hear you. I can't. Oh, yeah, there you go. That's from me, Josh.
I still think I'm still blaming Cleveland.
Oh, the 258. I know. I blame Kirk Cousins.
Cleveland. Like think about it. If that never happens, because all it takes is one. It's a domino effect. This person get paid. Oh, he got paid. I won't get paid. I'm getting paid. I'm better than him. I'm getting paid, and it's just a domino effect. If they never would have gave him that money, I don't think the quarterback market would have been. Don't get me wrong, it would have been high, but not as high as it is now.
I go further. It's the Kirk Cousins deal. The
Yeah.
first fully guaranteed deal?
Yeah.
Wait, this was the you talking about the Minnesota deal?
Yes.
Yeah. The first guaranteed deal.
Yep.
Fully guaranteed.
That was the first fully
Unheard
guaranteed
of.
contract.
Like, it was like, oh, he's only getting 89 mil. Wait, fully guaranteed. What does that mean? Oh, God.
Right.
He's going to get all of it?
no matter what. No matter what.
And then, like you said, Deshaun Watson, that was like a double down times 4.
Yeah.
So it was astronomical.
Yep.
Don't these owners have like meetings like, yo, listen, like
What you giving them?
hey,
Nah, don't do that.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh
I
no,
mean,
they reported all of the owners were pissed off
That's
at
what I'm-
Haslam.
that's weird to me. Like, think about it. They're all billionaires, right? You got money, you got stupid money, right?
Yeah.
You are basically, you call the shots. You say, hey, this is what we're gonna do the contracts. Like, I hate to say this because it just feels evil. I hate to say it.
Do it.
But if I was a billionaire owner, bro, if I was like Jerry Jones or Kraft, before the season, before all this negotiation starts, I'm calling a private meeting at my mansion. Hey, listen, we gonna set all the positions. The max we gonna give these dudes.
You have a fantasy
We ain't
draft
coming-
for salaries?
Bro, yes, we not having no secrets. I don't want to hear mid-season you paid this dude. Like, no, this is what we going off of. We
You
gonna respect
reneged.
it.
You son of a gun.
Because think about it, you control the market. Like, it's all you. You the owner.
Yeah.
How can they let this happen?
Butler, strap him down. We're spanking his belly.
He's getting vlogged. He's not listening.
Yeah. Chris, what's going on, man? So where is it? Oh yeah, okay, here it is. So Steve Noble says we are finally in a position with draft capital to go up and actually get a guy. I prefer the rookie contract route. That's if you know that your coach is going to trust the young guys at the start. All right. Because as we've seen, Kyer Elam is still sitting on the bench.
He's going to
Still.
finish on the bench, too.
Huh?
He's going to finish on the
Oh,
bench,
he's
too.
definitely going to finish. He's done after this season. I don't
it's
think he's
over.
going to want to come back.
No.
I think they will offer him CB2 money. I think they'll make Benford their number one, and they'll offer Elam CB2 money, and I don't think he'll take it. I hope he doesn't take it, but just for real, like just to spite what they did to him, like that
30
is
mil?
insane.
Nah.
They were double middle finger to you.
You've heard me too much. I'm out of here.
You know, but I mean, on the other side of that, I like the rookie contracts situation too, and especially when you're already paying your quarterback, you have to reverse it now. Mm-hmm. You have to you're paying your quarterback, so now you got to reverse everything, and your whole team has to be on rookie contracts. That's how they
do it,
right?
Yeah, that's how they do it.
I don't understand how. I'll just say the Bills staff, because I know people are tired of me saying Sean McDermott. I don't know how the Bills staff doesn't see that. To me, it's if every other team is doing it, why are we late to the party?
So, did you guys know Stephon Diggs at this point in time is still on pace for 100 receptions and 993 yards?
Oh, he ain't outdoing Nico.
No, but he's on pace for 100 receptions, 993 yards.
So what is Nico on pace for? Because Nico's got to be, he got shattered.
Probably like 193 receptions, 4,000 yards.
No. Nico might be on pace for 2,000. Man.
See, the point, but this
bro,
is
he got
point.
489 right now.
Right.
Yeah.
This is my point, though. You look at everybody slanders C.J. Stroud for saying Stephon Diggs says, I'm finally happy. I'm just saying, don't you hear what that means, Buffalo? What does it mean? It doesn't mean I had to be the guy.
Right.
I want to be in a room with the guys.
Right.
I want to be in a room where everybody's eating. I'm not him, but I'm still him.
Right.
I can run a touchdown. I'm the old dude on this team. I lost a step. And I ain't got to worry about it because these young bucks going to carry me to the promised land.
Right. And if he feels like he needs to step in, he can.
He can step in.
And every minute that he sees Nico Collins going off, he's like,
that's
my
dude.
guy.
It's like,
Even when he was
guy.
here.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, Gabe, he nice. Even he
He did say that. Yeah, he
well,
did.
that was a lie, though. That was a flat out lie.
I love how you said it. I could have did it better myself. That was a lie, but even still.
At least he believed it. Whether it's true or not.
Right. He said in his mind and heart, it was true. But the thing is, yeah, like he said, if I wasn't number one, Gabe is number one. And Gabe ain't been a number 9 on Jacksonville. He's getting outdone by Brian Thomas Jr., who just came on the scene. But, I mean, the thing is, I'm looking at, like, you look at that everybody eats versus our everybody eats.
Right.
Our dudes, we got famine over here, y'all. We got famine. Right. Thank God for guys like James Cook, who everybody, you can't catch them. Who cares? He's the number 1 yards from scrimmage guy. He's a running back who carries 9 times some games.
Yeah.
He's a threat. He's the guy the defenses are like, yo, who that number 4 back there?
Right.
Where he come from? Right. That's what it is now. It's not your wide receiver. Everybody, we can win with Josh. Why you have to make him prove it? Yep. Why does he have to prove this? Right. Josh Allen should. I mean, he should not be the MVP. Go with me here, unless it's some other rubric. Josh Allen should not have to put the team on his back every time.
Exactly.
Right.
Josh Allen should not try to put the team on his back every time.
Right.
And there have been games like what game was it? The second game of the season, I think it was, where James Cook kind of went off and had 3 touchdowns, did his own thing. He put the team on his back. But whose turn is it next? Who can Josh say, here, young man, rumble, young man, rumble?
Dude, I want to see Josh have a Kirk Cousins game.
Yeah.
I want to see that. And don't get me wrong, I know that if you look at roster for roster, I think their receiver room are better than ours, but I don't think it's not astronomical. Like, Drake London is good. Darnell Mooney is good, but, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got Ray McLeod.
Yeah.
We had him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, their receiver room, like I said, is better, but it's not astronomical. Why can't we do that here?
Well,
Right.
part of it is a I don't want to say a flaw with Josh, because he's still evolving. I mean, he's definitely gotten better this season and making better decisions on the field in key moments, but he's not yet mastered the anticipatory throw. Mm-hmm. One of the things that Kirk Cousins was doing last night was he was throwing that ball before receivers got to the spot, partly because he had to, but the other part of it is because he was just feeling it at that point. He was in the flow of the play calls. He obviously grasping the entire offense, but his body was doing what he wanted it to do, and everything just kind of flowed in that game, right? And that's what it's supposed to look like when you get in the zone.
You keep saying flow.
Huh?
Keep saying flow.
Right.
He was swag surfing last night.
For Josh, I think the 500-yard game would come as 150 yards rushing and 300 yards passing or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, not only do we not have the weapons to do something like that, but the fact that Josh doesn't play like other quarterbacks play is it's kind of like saying, like, man, I wish I could see Lamar Jackson throw for 350 yards. They just don't play that kind of offense, and he's not been that kind of
you got to evaluate somebody for what they do. You know, everybody, it's not a 1-to-1. That's the point you're trying to make. It's just not a 1-to-1.
Yeah. So like, if let's just say if Josh was in Atlanta, he probably still wouldn't throw. He'd probably still win and be successful, but probably not like, it would be more like 300 with 150 yards, not 500 just from the pocket.
Just sitting back, tossing.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm with you. I wish we could see Josh throw for 500 yards, because that means we got weapons. That means we getting ready to destroy everybody.
And
easily.
And the thing that bothers me is, like I said, I know they're better, but to me, it's not that much. Like, they're not like, their weapons are like, oh, we're way better. Like,
no, that's true too. Yeah, Drake London. I mean, who is that?
Drake London's like Keon Coleman, basically.
To me, Pitts is just as good as Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah.
No.
Mooney is as good.
You don't think so?
Pitts as good as Dalton Kincaid? Yeah. I would have thought when he got drafted. Now I'm like, yo, he's hot garbage. I know he's not for real,
he
but
just ain't been used like that.
Well, I know, but I mean, he's athletic. But at this point, give me Kincaid. Just let me get who I got, because I'm about to cut him off my team.
Matter of fact,
I'll take him.
They can even keep London. You give us Mooney.
Yes.
I think we have a comparable room.
Yes.
So I'm like, if they can do it, like, why can't we, man? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's
like,
diverse. It's diverse, though. That's the thing.
Cousins
It's diverse.
was cooking them boys, man.
Yeah.
82 points strong.
Anything he wanted to do was there.
82 points strong.
You playing me?
No, I don't think I'm playing you.
I'm about to say, we're done right now. We're done.
Who am I
Oh,
playing?
my bad, Roy. Hold on. Okay. Anyway, yeah. 82 points strong. You got to tell
82
Roy. You got to.
Matter of fact, the person he was playing, too.
Roy ain't my boy. That's your boy.
The person he was playing had Baker. It was Cousins versus
Yeah,
Baker.
that was
in real life.
That was a good game.
I got Cousins in my super flex in one of my leagues. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. one of my leagues, I had Mooney on the bench.
Ooh.
Oh.
You gonna win though. You gonna win that one.
Maybe.
You gonna win that one.
We'll see.
2 of my leagues, like half my team is hurt right now, so it's cool. I don't even look at them right now. What else did I have? I know I had something else of some kind of note. Devontae Adams.
Oh my gosh! All right, so we got a few comments here. Let me see. I just had to sneeze real quick. Sorry. Roy says, "Are you sure Von didn't restructure knowing that a suspension might be coming and he wouldn't lose much money because of it?"
No.
Very simple answer. Thank you.
Well, no, I was going to say because Von's restructure doesn't have anything to do with the player. I mean, if he gave his money back, that's one thing, but he put it differently. He put it in a different place.
So his was based off like incentives.
Yeah, his is incentive laden, which he's on pace to get. So he's not losing any money on actuality. What he's doing is trying to help the team out by them putting incentives in, like, he probably already earned 2 or 3 of the ones. He get 2 sacks on the season, you get $3 million, something like that, something stupid like that,
Right.
where he knew he was going to do it because he bet on himself. But no, I don't think so, because the team would be amicable to doing any kind of contract dealing with somebody that might be suspended or worse.
Yeah. Roy says, and to think Fitzpatrick threw for over 400 yards in 3 games in a row, I'd take that from Josh. Yeah, see, that's the thing. If we had...
You taking the Fitz came from Josh.
Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy?
That's wild.
But that's the thing. When you have a quarterback like a Kirk Cousins or a Ryan Fitzpatrick, they don't have all of the physical tools that Allen has, so they have to play like that.
They have no choice but to stay behind the pocket and go.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, for Josh to play like that, like Josh is like, I ain't got to do all that. I wait till the guy gets in the spot. I throw a bullet. That's it. Bottom line.
Always been like that.
Right.
Always been like that.
And it works for him, but you would have to have weapons like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. Like, you would have to have those kind of weapons around Josh to see that 400 yards a game type of it's because that's the part that kills me. Tell me what y'all think about this. If we had drafted like the Bengals drafted, if we had drafted like the 49ers had drafted, do we honestly think that it would have do we honestly think that Josh would have had to play any kind of hero ball at all? Because we're seeing Josh evolve now to the point where he's staying in the pocket longer. Even if he feels like breaking out, he kind of, breaks down and then resets and reads the field again. He's doing stuff from the pocket that he didn't used to do at that level. You know what I'm saying? But if he had those kind of weapons that all these other great teams have, would we still see, and would there be a need for this type of, quote, efficient offense in order to stop Josh from throwing all these picks?
Right. I don't think you'll see that. Also, too, a lot of it, I got to give credit to the defense. He doesn't have to do that because we're never, besides like that last game, we're never out of the game that far where he needs to throw on every down. You know what I'm saying? Too. Like that game that Kirk Cousins went off on, it was back and forth. It was no defense.
Right.
Yeah.
They were going hit for hit, blow for blow. Josh doesn't have to do that because the defense is usually good enough to keep people under 20 points. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't need to go crazy and throw for 500 yards. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like if our defense was terrible, you may see that because that's what he got to do. But
I got to vindicate myself real quick. The 19 throw game was the Miami game for Josh.
Miami, yeah.
He only threw 19 passes against Miami for 139 yards.
Okay.
Everybody's like, what is he talking about? No, it was one that happened.
That was at the beginning of the show. You had to catch that.
It took place.
Coast to coast. So is this beyond or is this Whittle? I can't tell.
It doesn't matter. Meet your demise.
Yeah. Coast to Coast is another podcast on our network. Y'all should definitely check them out. They say, do we need better weapons or a better scheme from our coordinators? It is obvious that Adams or Cooper would help tremendously, but do we need that to be successful? I'll let y'all go first.
I would say this. With the wide receiver room that we have, I would expect Brady to cook something up to where he can use what he has. I would say that. However, now they got me thinking, if we do get these premium wide receivers, what would Brady do with them? Because to me, I really like Kincaid and I really like Shakir. I don't feel right now at this point that Brady is doing a decent job, but I don't think he's doing the best job that he can do with what he has now.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So even if you upgrade it, I don't think there's a huge difference until Brady gets comfortable with using the guys the way they should be used.
You made two great points right there. Two differing but great points in different segments. Right before they asked the question, you said something about the defense keeping the team in the game. So with that being said, you don't need explosion. So the guys that we have on the team are adequate. Now, if you want to go to the second component of what we talked about before you even stepped in the room, whether it was McDermott hampering Brady or if it's just Brady's scheme, if you look at Brady's scheme, Josh is executing it excellently. Mm-hmm. He's efficient, no turnovers, it's all coming to him. Mm-hmm. So what that tells me is a guy like Devontae Adams, a guy like Amari Cooper, a guy like insert anybody, DK Metcalf, I don't care.
They would instantly be rated.
It doesn't do anything because the offense that we're playing right now, the offense that we play right now is efficient as it is. And I see what I think when you're talking about bringing in guys like these guys are. When you got an offense, you're looking at it's just not working because these guys can't run it. Mm-hmm. But the guys that we have are running it. It's just not sufficient to me. Right. Now, if you're telling me bringing in a guy like Adams, something like that, you could have did that in the draft somewhere, But if you, in hindsight, you say we didn't do a good enough job looking at scouting, whatever case we bring in, are you going to change your scheme now? Are you going to change what you're doing?
No, definitely not. But I think that there's a difference between having an efficient offense and having an effective one. And I think that's the problem that we saw in the Ravens game. And that's one of the things that gives people pause now going into this Texans game, because you're facing yet another playoff caliber, potentially Super Bowl caliber team. And if your offense is efficient, but it's not effective because the players running it aren't that good, then yeah, I think the answer has to be, well, I need better players.
Well, the problem with that is you're affected by accident.
What do you mean by that?
In other words, the first 3 games of the season, that efficiency was very effective. although it wasn't like we talked about.
Because it was against bad teams.
Right. But what I'm saying is we saw it worked. Ooh, good. Let's keep doing it. Everybody eats all these mantras. Yes.
Right.
But then when you go against these teams like Baltimore, teams like, Houston, it's efficient, but what happens to the effectiveness?
Right.
But now you're hamstrung into your game plan, you're hamstrung into your season plan. Is like, in order to really maximize especially 1 year of Devontae Adams, you got to change things. Because, you might not want to, but I think because to get the best out of this guy, you got to do what he does best. And if you're telling me what he does best is this short nonsense, and it's I don't see him.
He would just run the routes that we saw Keon Coleman running. I mean, the back shoulder throw stuff he can do all day long.
He could do that all day, but I mean, what is he best at? I mean, his best is like that slant, that separation.
How often is Brady gonna have Josh throw down the field? You know what I'm saying? Because everything is, I don't know. Everything is
short. It's behind the lines. This is
but okay. So take it back to what we saw Devontae Adams run in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. It was the slants. It was the fades in the back shoulder throw and the go routes and stuff. Like his route tree in that offense really wasn't that extensive, and it didn't need to be because Aaron Rodgers put it in the perfect place every time. And I think with what we've seen the Bills try to do with Mac Hollins and with Keon Coleman, you take both of those routes that they run and you put it into one, and you got Devontae Adams.
I agree. I agree.
Okay. So
that's what I'm saying. He's good at those. That's what he does. But this offense is like, Nick saw that. Let's do this short crap. That's my problem. Like, now to get Devontae Adams, you want to do what he does best.
Right.
You want to do what these guys are good at because you want to flourish and be effective.
I would want Brady to, if we do get him, I want him to open up the reins.
That's it.
Open it up.
What do you mean when you say open it up? Like, what would you want to see?
So, for example, to me, what Brady's doing right now is he's letting Josh dick and dunk all the way down the field. Mm-hmm. That's not how Devontae Adams should be played. His thing is give him the intermediates until it opens up, then hit him long. Like, he's not going to, I'm not saying he can't do it. He can do the little dink and dunk, but that's not what you get a guy like that for. Mm-hmm. You get that guy like that for to open up the defense.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. If he comes here, Brady's got to open it up. Because to me, I think it's too shallow.
Because he can do what we do, but is that our best interest to make him do what we do?
Right.
That's what you do when you get that B level that we don't want to get. You get this A level talent. You want to do what they do. Josh can do it. Yeah.
Well, I think all of this, and these are all great points, but here's what all these great points are like culminating to. It's coming to a pimple head of.
We fed it to you. I know we're just going to go ahead.
It comes to a pimple head of. This is what Sean wanted in the first place.
I told you it was coming.
Unfortunately, if you think about all of the things and how they connect and what they equal, there's unless someone can offer me another explanation, because I'm with you. I want them to open it up. Yeah. I think they need to do that in order to diversify everybody's effect in the offense. Yep. And what we've seen from Kincaid, I think it's too easy to cover him because everybody else is running routes that are easy to cover too. You just play shallow. You play shallow. You press like the Ravens were pressing, and you dare somebody to beat you downfield. It's the same exact game plan that we employed against the Dolphins, which is disrupt your timing. Mm-hmm. We'll throw your players off. Your receivers ain't that good to get past me and beat press and get open and all that kind of stuff. You need a number one for that.
Look at this. Look what I got up here. Josh Allen's passing tree right behind here. Under 10 from the left, 8 of 9. Under 10 in the middle, 17 of 19. Mm-hmm. Under 10 on the right side, 8 of 11. Under behind the line of scrimmage, 4 of 4. 12 of 12 and 5 of 5. Outside of 10 yards, 2 of 3, 4 of 8, 4 of 5. And going deeper, 2 of 7, 1 of 2, 3 of 7. That's what we're looking at.
They just don't throw it down
there. They don't.
10 plus.
Like Josh got the Chad Pennington arm.
Yeah. Right.
He can't get it down there.
Yeah, they gotta.
We gotta redo. We gotta look at his Madden score and that iron level, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and Kev is saying, look at what Brady did at LSU. Like
that's what I thought.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Listen, say it with your chest, baby. Say it with like you know what I'm saying. Like yes, that's what we thought we were getting, and so far it's been and I made this into a thumbnail, it's been Sean with his little hand up Brady's backside, just, that was a bad play call, and even if the play did work, it was still a bad call. Like, this is what we're stuck with. Yeah. And this is why what we're seeing, even though there's, slight improvements or slight changes every year, I don't want everybody to think that it's just doldrums all day long. We'll have fun watching Josh play, and the Bills will win regular season games. But there's this one fundamental foundational thing, and this is the reason why I made the title of the episode I did. This one foundational thing needs to change in order for the Bills to improve, and that is Sean stepping the back and letting people do their jobs. That's it.
Can I just say, I hate you on two levels. One, because you're right, and two, because you forced me to coin the term efficiency by accident.
How you mean that?
I mean, like what you just said.
Oh.
We thought Brady was going to do this thing over here. But because the first 3 weeks it worked, and we were like, oh, snap, who is this offense? We were all saying, is this not the best offense? We said it. Is this not the best offense in the league right now? And then we see Baltimore like, yo, what'd y'all say? Like, dang, okay. So it was efficiency by accident. So what that does right at this point in time is it forces you to reverse course when you're already too far away from the shore. You got to go ahead. You full speed ahead. Go with it.
Yeah. We got 4 minutes. What y'all think about the predictions for the Houston game?
Pain. No. Bub it up. I got us winning still. Even after all that nonsense, all that hog molly, I got us winning. This is going to be, I think we're going to have a high scoring game, 28-24.
Get out of town.
That's what you had? Nope.
Not even close.
He's going to
What
leave.
you got?
I got us losing this game.
Wow.
Now,
Take your hat off immediately.
Now, I will say this. The Ravens probably was the worst team we could play because we don't match up well against them because the Ravens are the number one rushing defense offense in the NFL.
Yep.
They're so good. They're so good. Let me just. They're so good. They could give you. We're going to give you 100 rushing yards and we're going to outrun you. Every game they play, they've outrun their opponents by way more than 100 yards.
That's crazy.
All 4 games, even KC.
This is stats
all
by
4
Mel.
games, they outrun them that much, right? And we just don't match up well against teams who like to run the ball.
Right.
However, here is the opposite. Nico Collins, Stroud, their passing game is their bread and butter. And Mixon is out. So I'm not worried about the run game at all. It's the passing game.
Okay.
But the issue is they know how to stop our offense. So if D'Amico Rams is watching that game, he can employ the same thing. Like I said, I give Babbage more credit for making in-game corrections than Brady. I have to see Brady do something better with that offense for me to believe that he can go into Houston on the road and beat those boys at home.
This is where I get solace from everything you said. C.J. Stroud, he holds the ball forever because what he likes to do, he likes playing as man. We don't run man. So that's a win for us in the sense that we're not going to give you the information you need by pre-snap. They liked a lot of motion. They ran a lot of motion when they played, I think, Jacksonville or whoever it was. But if you don't get the information where the guys are going, what we're actually lined up in, as a second-year man, that's a lot to process after the snap. The second point, Baltimore runs a 2-6 defense. Will McDonald and Al Shahir, they have 3.5 sacks total. You know who the number 2 sack man on their defense is? Timmy Settle. He was wishing for a bird. Timmy Settle. Tim Settle. He's got 2 sacks. Wow. Will McDonald has 2.5. Wow. They ain't really getting home. Okay. So
interesting.
See, I could be completely wrong. Like, you talked about the defense, the secondary, but I'm looking at this as a defense that even though they saw what Baltimore can do to it, they don't have a man. I don't fear Will McDonald.
That, yeah. Okay.
That's the thing.
They ain't got the horses.
They don't have that. So coupled with the offense not being able to do what they want, because if we ran man, we're screwed. We don't have the horses with Stephon Diggs, Neil Collins, Tank Dell. We don't have those horses. But when you're running zone, we know our guys are very good at what? Zone. We got the number 2 best cornerback in the league, they say. Rasul Douglas not far off. We got whoever in the back is safety. I think that group is a decent group against this offense. What would you have for?
I got us losing 27-17.
Wow.
Sheesh.
27-17.
Wow. I got the Bills winning 24-20. But I do think it's going to take a 2-minute drive at the end of the game for us to come back and win that game.
I can see that.
All right, real quick, because I want. Oh gosh, we're running out of time. Okay,
Go.
1 minute left.
Go.
Steve versus Steve, real quick. Ready? One of the Steves asked me to play this, right? So here we go. All right, Steve number 1. I want a tight game and have it either come down to a throw to Diggs or a kick by Bass. Fire McDermott.
Yo.
Okay. Steve number 2 says, even I totally agree with that comment. I thought we were going to go in that direction, but I have a bad feeling that the control freak McD is about to re-emerge.
Lynn 1, Noble 2.
What you say, Mac?
Opposite.
Well, obviously.
Lynn 1, Mac 2. So you
No,
say
Noble 2. I say Lynn was
2.
the one that, Lynn was the one that was coming down to Diggs and Bass, or Diggs or Bass, and Noble said even the other one said even I agree with that.
Keyshawn?
Oh,
You got it. You got it right, sir. Good job.
I think Noble, he on one today. I like it though. Spicy.
Oh my gosh. There was one other one in here really quick if I have the liberty for one more minute. Coast to Coast says, if we lose this game, what does that say about us? And then we'll get out of here.
That we need to change the way we do things.
Yeah, we need help.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I
We
think
lose
it
this
says
game
we
that
need
tells you that we're not what we thought we were.
Yeah.
We lose the game, it tells you that Baltimore was more of a reality than a fluke. It tells you that Devontae Adams will force our hand. A player like that will force it to change what's not working. Because efficiency by accident is not going to be a factor anymore.
I also don't like the injuries.
Yeah.
No
these are
Rap,
some big
no
injuries.
Oliver, no Kikir.
Yeah. The Taylor Rapp thing I'm okay with. Right? Looking at the All-22, Cole Bishop actually didn't play that bad.
No, he was good.
Right?
He was
That
good.
busted coverage to Hill that Dorian Williams got caught on, that was actually on Douglas.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
Yep.
I thought it was on Bishop, but we're
nope.
good. All right, you got to get out of here. Here we go. Sorry, it's on 52. Jeez, I can't even imagine. Huh?
You didn't do it.
I didn't do it. What are you doing?
Oh, you already did the spot?
Huh? No, I didn't do the spot. I gotta change the music. You're not letting
We
me change
putting the music on for the spot? Okay, go ahead. My bad.
Huh?
Go ahead.
You got. Yes.
I didn't know I needed music behind it. I thought I did the spot before. You already say I'm late.
Oh no, go.
I don't know. Okay,
Music
okay.
is on. Go.
Reese tea, 1 part refreshing, 1 part delicious, 2 parts healthy. That's what you can expect when there are only 4 ingredients. I don't even drink tea, and well, let me tell you, that's a good drink there. What are you doing? Head on over to Reese, get yourself a supply by the case or by the case or the individuals. Why would you do that? Don't take my word for it. See for yourself. Get over to Reese tea. Put "do" in the comment. Let them know who sent you.
Love it. Okay, listen. Like, subscribe, hit that bell, make that thing
Ring-a-ling-a-lang.
so that you can get notifications like Coach D's Corner. We're still playing around with the day of that we released it. We just released a new episode yesterday, Thursday, right? So go ahead and check that out if you haven't done so already. Some really, really interesting stuff on what actually happened in that Ravens game. And actually some stuff that I didn't even know when it comes to, some of what Josh sees or saw during that game and how it affects his ability to throw certain things. So definitely go ahead and check that out. We really appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight and checking us out. Steve says you guys are educating me. Thank you. We really appreciate that. That's why
we
we're
appreciate
here.
you. We appreciate you. No lie.
Right. That's why we're here. We're here to entertain and educate at the same time. I didn't get to my Tubi commercial bit that I wanted to do, but
Put it in the community.
Huh?
Put it in the community. Party after party.
Maybe I can post it. Yeah, maybe I can post that. All right. So listen, thank you all. The music, you ain't helping me out on the back
I
end
am
with
not.
the music.
See, my bad. I thought we were done.
I need help. I'm like the Bills offense right now. I need help. All right. So listen, thank you everybody for tuning in. We'll be back here with for you guys on Monday night, 6 p.m.
Yeah.
6 p.m. Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll see you all then. Y'all have a great night.
Deuces. Peace.